Morning everyone. I'm just going to do another quick video. I've not done one for a little bit, so I thought I'd do a quick catch-up video on a couple of the trades I've done. One from yesterday on the Euro Yen and one from this morning on the Euro Dollar. If I start off with the Euro Yen, I had a trade on earlier during the week which I managed to hit all my targets on, and we can see that prices has made this move down, and as of yesterday afternoon at this area, this red bar here, it completed along this line. Now what I've done is I've marked off with the black line there that I'm just marking off. That is actually a previous week's low. So if I just scroll out so you can see everything, that is this week, and this here is last week. So the black line represents the low of last week. So we can see that price has moved down and completed at the low of last week. So I've used this low from the previous week as a secondary ideal bar setup. So as such, I'll trade in the usual way by setting the pending orders long and short at the high of the low of the bar. Now at the time of this trade, the ATR for the week was greater than 65%, so there was no short trade entry on this, so it was only a long trade for potential above that bar there. So what's based off the fact that I would be actually buying the retracement in the downtrend there, I placed the fibs from a couple of different points just to see where my targets would potentially line up. So the first thing I did, I placed the fibs from the high of the week's move down to obviously the low of the week, just to see where the fibs lined up. The 50% you can obviously see there, and the 61%. Interestingly, the first target for me off this trade was at this green line. The second target would have been there, and third target on that line. Now the figures, the entry was 124.30 for me. Now my targets were 50 points based off the 10% of the ATR. So 50 points from there would have taken me to 124.80, which is the first target. Then 125.30 for the second target. And obviously that's past the 125 area, which from the previous weeks and previous price action has been a fairly strong area for price to hang around at and use as quite a strong support or resistance level. So what I did, just to find out what would happen, I then move the fibs just to the start of this most recent move down. So that's from this bar, which I see is the start of the most recent move downwards. This was more interesting for me. I thought was a stronger option of how price would react based off last night. So we can see my first target at 124.80 lined up quite nicely with the 50% fib, and the second target 125.30, third target 125.80. Being as the second target was above the 60%, and where in relation to the first target and the levels it lined up at, being so close to the 125 mark and being so close to the 50% fib, I decided to take 2/3 off here at first target, and let the remaining third run and move the stop up to break even to this level. Idea being that 2/3 have been taken off, so that would be 2 lots of 50, that would be 100 points on the first 2/3 part of the trade, and the last third is effectively break even, so it's not going to cost me anything, and I would let it run to see how far it would actually get. Coming to the charts this morning, price was around this area here, coming to the charts this morning. So again, I've let it run. I've moved the stop. I've just changed the stop slightly. I've moved the stop up to the first target area. So instead of being break even, the stop is now 124.80. So the worst case scenario on my last third is that I make 50 points. But as we can see, I mean, prices continue going up. So I'll see where it goes for the remainder of the day. And see how far I can actually take this trade. As we get into the afternoon, if it's not hit the third target, I'll start managing this off the tick chart and using second previous swing lows as active trade management, and we'll see if we can close it out before the end of the day. So that was the Euro yen.